Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Tristan, and today in this video what we're going to be getting into is discussing the upcoming Clot Fragment Dunk Low, which is dropping with Nike, and I believe it's on the 15th. I'll confirm the date in a second. We'll look into all that, the prices, if you should hold this sneaker down the line. So we'll just kind of get into some of those basics and kind of what I'm thinking for the sneaker. So if you want more content like this, hey, you can check my Instagrams, any of that down below, and don't forget, you can also check my friend and I's group. You can give us a follow on our Instagram, or you guys can go to our website because we've just added some really nice things for you all. So for our members, we've added an autofill tool, which basically allows them to generate VCCs, so they can generate virtual cards for Nike and other Shopify sites, or even the splash page feature. They can also count their sales on different things, but this one right here is a really big feature. You guys can see it allows them to create as many browsers with different proxies on each one, and the proxies are pretty much auto-generated. So that's one thing where you'll just be able to make a bunch of different browsers, and it will automatically have each one set up where you can have a different Nike account on it, whatever you may need, so you can cook easily. So a really unique feature we have there. So our own autofill tool and also our own app. So you guys can see the app that I have right here. You can see you can search different releases, the sales on them on the daily. So for example, we got a pair of Jordan 2s right here. Just going to click that, and then I'm clicking search right there, and you guys can see it actually brings up the different sales across apps, how many sales in like certain sizes, things like that. So a very useful feature. So don't sleep, guys. And we're also doing the undermarket deals for members daily, free ACO from our botters, so they can copy items off sites, so you can flip those, etc. But yeah, we have a new autofill tool, an app for our members, and also again, it shows like the pings within our Discord, so you won't be missing out on any invaluable information, and it's free to download for members within the group. So be sure you guys get looped in there and don't miss out. But yeah, a lot of stuff there, huge additions. Just don't want you guys missing out. That's why I'm talking about it for a little bit longer, especially the splash page feature. So that's it. That's like really big thing for you guys, a lot less hassle. So I hope y'all will enjoy it, and let's get started. And yeah, join that waitlist. We'll get you a response within 24 hours and let you in. And yeah, here's our other site, see the reviews. So first things first, again, about this Dunk Low, you guys can see $150 retail, available not on the 15th or 16th like I thought. It's actually available June 14th at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and I believe this one is going to be set for a draw, so you'll have 10 minutes to enter. And of course, you know how Nike is, they love to switch it, so I can't really say whether it's going to be a draw or one of those short couple minute entry releases, because it could switch at any time. They could even move the date like 5 minutes before the drop. It happened with the Black Canvas 4s, remember, where Nike just moved it to another day, like 10 minutes before the release. So again, a lot of things could happen with this sneaker, but I think the date's pretty much set. They've loaded this one somewhat far in advance, and there is a lot of details on this one that people like. Now, first thing that I do want to mention is that people weren't feeling these at first. I actually was one of those people where I was just like, you know what, these are all right. I don't think it's anything crazy. I did like the box it came with, because you can see it's slightly unique, has some design on it there, and also the kind of embroidery and like kind of, I guess, pattern that they have all over the sneaker. That's nicely done. I do think that there are some features on it that maybe could have been done a little bit differently. For example, this whole portion right here, like the tongue tag and the laces, maybe that could have just been white with the sneaker, or the sneaker could have been all black. I think there's a few things that could have made it go a little bit better together, if that makes sense. But you know how it is sometimes. That stuff happens. And I'm not saying it's necessarily bad either, because it still does fit together, and these are obviously going to do well. They're already reselling for high prices, and they actually don't look as bad as people were making them out to be. Like the early pictures, people were just like, oh no, these are trash, these are going to be bricks. But now you're looking at it, you're like, oh wait, these aren't half bad. You got the unique embroidery by the heel here, where it says each brand that's collaborating on it. You have it obviously on the Nike Dunk Low. It has a little story behind it, I believe, from the owner of Clot, if I'm correct, or no, from the owner of Fragment. My apologies. It's explaining like a little story, and that's actually probably the whole theme of the sneaker we have here. They said it's like this white silk, so pretty cool thing that they did there. And of course the icy soles on them, that's going to help them over time. Again, whenever a sneaker has some icy soles, that means they're going to look clean over time, and that's really how I feel about these. And you can see the current resale prices are sitting very high on them, between a range of $400 to $450. And this isn't something that you guys should be too surprised by, because it's a very hyped Dunk Low. And it's kind of one of the few releases we have right now, so people are just going to be focusing on these. So these are going to be boosted up a little bit for the fact that there's a lot of people looking to resell sneakers right now, and there isn't a lot of releases that are necessarily loaded up at the moment. So this is kind of like the main focus. We probably will have a shock drop or something in the next couple weeks. We just did have one for the Dornbeckers on June 2nd. Of course, you had the information for it the day before, so we dropped that to our members, and they weren't missing out on that restock for the Vomeros, other stuff like that. We had some people hitting there, which was great. But again, kind of reeling back into this sneaker, personally, where I would see this one settling is probably at a range of like 250 to 300, bigger sizes being closer to 300. And the main reason I think that's because I do think there's going to be a lot more raffles and different things like that posted for this sneaker, so I do see them dropping a bit in value. However, my prediction could be a bit low. I wouldn't be surprised if these never hit, you know, kind of that 250 point or, you know, 225 point. If these stayed up at $300 again, it would kind of make sense, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of stock on sneakers. I think that's going to probably be a lower stock release, probably like 50,000 pairs, maybe even lower. So mainly botters, other things like, you know, other people like that are going to be hitting on that one. Of course, it's not possible for my manual users, and you still should go for this one when it does release. That's the main thing I'll also say as well, is that, yeah, it doesn't mean you shouldn't go for it even if the stock is a little bit lower, because you still can hit 100%. Manual is still definitely the way when it comes to sneakers. Like if you have a bunch of accounts, you just run them manually, and of course with our new splash page feature, then you'll just easily be able to make accounts and just run them on different you know, tabs. So I mean, very, very easy stuff. So we'll be able to get you right with that with our autofill tool, and yeah, again, our app as well, so you won't miss pings for releases, things like that. But in terms of this one being a hold, I think it'll be all right. I think it'll kind of slowly rise over time, if anything, because it doesn't necessarily have like an insane amount of hype. The main reason these ones are reselling is just because of the brand names behind it, and also the fact that Dunk Lows are still hyped. You know, it has Fragment on it. Like there's a few reasons that this one is kind of reselling at a higher point, lower stock. So again, it's not one of those ones I'd look at as like, oh, these are going to permanently, you know, kind of be at these higher prices. These are going to rise super fast. No, I don't expect that with this sneaker. I don't expect it to rise super fast. More or less, I think it'll be kind of one of those ones you could hold long term, since it'll kind of be, you know, rare dunk, has a special box, things like that. So if you wait a couple years on it, of course, it'll be a good call. But I do think they're better ones you can look into right now if you're looking just for long-term plays. Azure slides, SB4s, Lobster SB even. I mean, you know, just kind of look at like the more like kind of what are like the iconic or like hyped models that people looked at right now, or are looking at right now from this year. They're like, man, I still need a pair of those. Like I know two of them are SB4s, and Lobsters. Those are the two ones that I know people look at and they're like, man, I'm gonna need a pair of those in the future still. So that's why I'm looking at those as good holds. Same with the Azure slides. It's one that I know people like a couple years from now are gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember those. I kind of still want a pair, and you know they're gonna be harder to find. So these kind of will be like that, but it's not like one that people are going out their way to necessarily look for, in my opinion. And also it's kind of like, you know, again, if you wait a couple years on it, then people will be like, oh yeah, these are kind of cool, but they'll mainly be up in value for the fact that there isn't many of them out there anymore, when it is a couple years down the line. It's not going to be one of those ones that like is just, you know, outright rare from the bat. Like it's not going to be. It's a good pair, but I'm not comparing it to, you know, some of the other ones we've had this year that have just had insane amounts of hype. But these, I mean, people are still going to go for them. I just want to make sure y'all understand that. There's still people that want these, and the resale prices definitely reflect that. And there's also been a good amount of sales on these, I want to say. Let me, yeah, 400 sales already before the main release. So, I mean, at these prices, that's pretty good. So yeah, there's still some people that want them. So aside from that, that's pretty much everything I need to say. Don't forget to check us out down below. Don't miss out on our autofill tool. Again, we can generate, like, you can generate VCCs, keep track of your sales. I mean, pretty much everything you would need as a reseller. That's like, for example, if you're a manual user, this is what it would be useful for. So stop missing out on those, you know, foot site releases. Start copying those restocks. Again, get, you know, different, create unique browsers, and then on each one you can set a Nike account. Very unique feature. Won't need BP proxy switcher anymore. We can just basically do it for you. And of course our app as well. You know, you can check out our social medias, and of course everything we offer on our site, which is right here. And of course, again, the reviews we have some from some members. So I hope to see y'all there on that wait list. And again, our app has a lot of guides on it as well, so you can, you know, again, as a manual user, learn from that. You can get pings from our certain channels and not miss out on those, make profiles for autofill, and even check out the sales in certain sizes on apps across different apps. So again, very unique feature there, and you guys can become a member down below and get access to that, the under market deals we do for members, our backdoors, one-on-one support, teaching you how to buy, weekly classes, early information on drops, so many other things to put you ahead. So I hope to see y'all down below, and that is it. I'm ending that screen recording, but let me know what you guys are thinking about these dunks. Again, I think it's a decent hold for the future, but in terms of like the whole sell or hold factor, it's kind of like a long-term play. It's not going to go up like super fast. That's how I'm thinking about it. So again, get access to our app down below, join the waitlist today, get a response within 24 hours, and become a better reseller. And also you'll get access to the autofill tool, so you can pretty much start cooking more as a manual user. So that's it, and see y'all down below. Peace.